Shooby-doo-wop. Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86, and I'm taking a look at Deco Gear's new microphone today. It's a condenser microphone. It's pretty neat looking, and there's some misconceptions you may have about it just looking at it like I did. Now, while there's some really cool features about it, and while it sounds really good, I've had some issues in some parts, and there's been a little bit of a I feel deceived about something Deco Gear, but we'll get into that in just a moment because, you know, that's what I do. Anyways, what we'll do really quickly is start with a sound test. We'll go over what it sounds like, and right now you're hearing me on something I use pretty regularly, which is just a lapel mic that goes right to camera, and it's been one of the easier setups for me to use. I definitely think my AT875 bar sounds a lot better as far as microphones go, as far as microphones go. I also, when it comes to microphones, like my dynamic podcast mic, which sits right there. I'll use that from time to time when recording something on the desktop and talking into it. I do like the pod mic a lot as far as dynamic microphones go. This is a USB condenser microphone, so think something like Yeti or the Razer Siren, not the XLR version. There is no XLR version of this that I'm aware of. This is just USB and 3.5 millimeter audio jack, and that's really all it is. And surprisingly, it sounds delicious. I think it actually does sound really good. I had some issues that I want to cover real quick before I get into the sound test, that if you're using something like DTS, you may just need to completely remove DTS's applications from your laptop or computer. One of the problems I had was I thought I had a broken microphone and I couldn't figure it out. So DTS is flipping its mind. I've tried this just USB laptop, and I'm trying it USB with a cable now. This cable is one of Creative. Until I just got rid of it for whatever purpose. I got to figure out whatever the setting is that's causing the problem, but it sounds like I'm speaking fast and super distorted, and it's garbage. But once I moved it over to a different PC that doesn't have the DTS application on it, everything was fine. Anyway, sound test. This is what you're hearing me on right now. This is my regular old lapel microphone that's connected right to camera. I use it for pretty much all my videos, regular what you hear normally, and we're gonna swap over and start recording with this microphone so you can hear that. Shooby-doo-wop. Now I'm holding this microphone and I actually don't know if that's going to be a problem for it. Now the closer you get to a microphone, always the better it is. We're set on cardioid mode right now, which this microphone has several, and we're going to go through them. But cardioid is the one where you're talking directly into the front and the capsule's picking you up. Let's go ahead and swap. This is omnidirectional, so whatever direction I'm speaking around the microphone, you should be able to hear me all about just the same. It's probably also picking up my hands touching the microphone, and I apologize for that. Typically, people don't hold these bass stand microphones this way. Now, this is bidirectional, so if I wanted to set this in the middle of a desk and you're sitting there and want to talk to me, you would talk right back at it like I am now, and it would pick up both sides fine, while offering a little bit rejection on the side, but ultimately picking up the front and back pretty normally, still offering a little bit of rejection on the side, not a whole lot probably, but enough to just make it more crisp and clear to the front and the back on your side. This one also appears to be bidirectional. How did I miss this? If it's not, this will be a mystery to both of us. And I'll have to figure out what I'm missing here. We should have omnidirectional, we should have cardioid, we should have bidirectional. It's good for podcasting. Let's test it now. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? I'm sure you can. Duh, it's stereo. I don't know how I forgot about stereo mode. It's stereo mode. Stereo mode. That's what the other one is. Stereo mode. And then back to cardioid. Now on the front, you have a controller to turn up your volume in your headset. If you go 3.5 millimeter on the bottom of the microphone next to the USB, you can run it to a headset and you can control the volume by turning it up and down. And much like other microphones you've seen in the past, you can also control your gain in the back. And it's really nice because you should hear a difference. I got closer because I turned it down. Now I've got it all the way down and I'm up close to it. But as I turn it up, I should be able to move away a little bit and you still be able to hear me. The problem with a lot of gain, if you're far away from your microphone and you turn up a lot of gain, you may start to notice things like the echo or other sounds of the room, other things going on, things that are probably undesirable in your audio recording. So there's something to keep in mind. I like the gain to be about 3 or 4 on this. That seems pretty adequate, and that way when I'm talking close to it like that, it should be a little bit better. Anyways, let's go into talking about some other stuff with it now. I'm going to go back to this microphone. So this is where they got me. They got me with this. These I thought were metal. This whole construction is plastic. This base is pretty hefty. It's got a nice rubber bottom, but overall, this is plastic construction, and man, they had me fooled. I thought this was gonna be a big, hefty metal microphone, but I don't know if you can see right there, just plastic, just plastic, which is fine. It's not bad. It just had me thinking that we had some matte black, nice finish metal microphone design, and we don't. Even the body of the microphone right here, that's all plastic. The metal part up here, the grill of the microphone on the top and on the side, this is aluminum, as you can hear. There's also RGB lights on the bottom for anybody interested in RGB lights, with a button to control them through some simple different function modes, which, while the camera refresh rate is probably really making that look terrible, I apologize. But to give you an idea, it does not look like that in person. It does look like that on the camera though, which may make you go, no, that's not for me. Now on the bottom we have a thread mount, so if you wanted to put this on a boom arm or a swing arm or something of that nature, you have a thread mount so you can do that, or just put it on a nice real metal base instead of the plastic one that it comes with by default. There are other bases out there similar to the one I'm using right here for that pod mic, because pod mic didn't ever come with one. And one thing I forgot to mention with the controls here is that you can mute the microphone by pressing in the microphone volume button, or I'm sorry, the pattern direction change volume right here. This is how you'll mute and unmute your microphone. And the visual display will tell you if you're muted or not. Now it does connect via USB, and the type of connection via USB is USB Type-C. And again, there's your 3.5 millimeter right there if you wanted to go to headset, microphone to headphones kind of thing. I think it's really cool, the screen that they have on this. And that might not be a new thing, but it's new to me. I've not actually had a microphone that had a little LCD screen that showed me what I was doing. And I don't know, that's pretty cool to me. I don't mind the lights. I don't really care if they're there or not, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's a price thing for them, if they were like, well, maybe in generation 2 we just leave the lights off altogether. But of course the appeal in the market they're going for is the gamer market, so I understand it completely, and I don't mind it or not mind it personally, but you may not like lights. So let's see, is there a way to turn them off? So doing long presses actually goes through some different functions for the lights, and one of the long presses does turn the lights off. So if you don't want the lights on, they can be turned off on one of the long press results. It does have a couple of static lights and a few different lighting modes that go around the bottom. If you're interested in knowing more about that, that has lights on the bottom that you can change through. Some basic static lights like red and green and yellow and blue, and then there's different modes of swirly lights which just look like seizure lights on your video right now. Apologize for that. I wish that LEDs weren't so uncooperative with camera recording sometimes, but that's how it is. Anyways guys, this is DecoGear's microphone. I thought this was going to be full metal construction, and it's not. And if that's the worst problem with it, okay, because it sounds pretty great, I think. Anyways, you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video that I do.